very much.
Je pose plusieurs questions. Comment pourrait-on donner un certificat d'honorabilité à un transfert vers un lieu que l'on a vidé de tous les moyens, transformé en un espace clos, avec des murs de plusieurs mètres de haut, un ensemble de sable et de poussière, sans les normes minimum d'un camp de réfugiés? Ne nous trompons pas. Ne nous trompons pas. Il ne s'agit pas pour les Ashrafiens d'un court séjour dans un camp de transit, mais d'un séjour qui peut durer.
Just by looking at all the people that are here invited, we have all fought terrorism. We all have fought terrorism. Each of one of us. We have all, in our different ways, in our situations, in our different moments in lives, we have all dealt with terrorism, confronted terrorism, fought terrorism. So our voice should be sufficient guarantee.
Rappelez-vous qu'au cœur de l'Europe, à Srebrenica, il y a eu aussi un massacre avec la complicité silencieuse de l'ONU et des puissances européennes, dont la France. Donc, la fin d'une guerre, c'est un moment essentiel, même si ce n'est pas les images des livres d'histoire. Alors, merci à Madame Mariam Rajavi, qui a montré que ce n'était plus une question de partisans, mais que c'était une question humanitaire.
I am sure that many feel that Camp Ashraf is just a symbol of some sort. Wrong. It's a reality and it's a manifestation of failure of the world's leadership to do what it's supposed to do about the values we all cherish. There's no getting away from that fact. The four things we have to do immediately, obviously, are ensure that the participating parties protect life, provide for quality of life, and make sure we have a just refugee status for Camp Ashraf. No doubt about that. That's day one. But the second thing we need to do, agree. The Department of State, I have asked twice in my career from an official position, what's the deal? Why are these people on the list? The first answer was a number of years ago, and I was told that there were negotiations going on, diplomatic negotiations. That was many years ago. That may have been true. I've asked more recently, publicly, and I've been told that the answer is, we're working on it. Well, we've run out of time, and I think we are right to demand a justification from our Department of State of why the listing is there. And if there is no justification, very clearly there seems to be none, nobody has come up with any, the courts have said there's none, the observers have said there's none, you come to the conclusion they're not going to be able to do anything except delist. And I think sooner the better on that. And finally, as we talk about our government and regime change, I would certainly like to have as much attention possible on those who represent pro-democratic, pro-freedom, legitimate solutions to the problems. And that, of course, would be you and your organizations and the work you're doing.
Our intelligence inside the country, we check about all these arrest warranty or whatever. I have some copies of what he did. I have just example here. There is no, the signature is very fake for the judge. Usually there is name of the judge also. Okay, and also you can see the name is Hamad Imam Ali. He's already died, 1991. He's still looking for him. This is Mr. Maliki. He wasn't even exist in Iraq. He was selling sibha in, what they call it, Zainab, whatever, do you remember that? Anyway, okay, so the guy, he's still looking for those guys, okay? And there is jokes with all these, the 121s here. I mean, if we go over all this, you will see that those guys, some of them here, some of them is in Europe, some of them is not even existing there. So looks like it is given to him by our friend mullahs in Iran, and they told him just do it. and without even looking on the names, looking if they are in Ashraf or not, right away he makes this warrants and he starts looking for them. And he is, as a Prime Minister of Iraq, he went on the TV and he said he has 121 and he will follow that action in April. I guarantee you, well, inshallah, he will never be there in April. We are working on him hard now as Iraqi.
We demand that the High Commissioner tell al-Maliki that the United Nations cannot tolerate any deliberate delays in carrying out the UNCHR process. Until Camp Liberty is ready and adequate, the UNCHR must insist on their international obligations to bring part of Camp Ashraf under its control and start interviewing the residents to be sent to third countries. This assurance we expect to hear from the High Commissioner, not next week, not tomorrow, but right now, today.
A policy of appeasement when dealing with terrorist organizations and regimes is never successful. As with the continuous listing of the MEK on the foreign terrorist organizations list, which was done initially to appease the government of Iran, and which, by the way, has produced no visible results, no benefits, the consistent eroding of the initial MOU reached just a few weeks ago on the transfer and resolution of the residents of Camp Ashraf works only to the advantage of the Ahmadinejad regime. I ask, to what end and for how long must the innocent victims at Camp Ashraf be subjected to these political machinations? It's not just a number of people. It is a point in time. It is a marker for all of humanity, but especially for the United States and for the United Nations. This is the time for the international community to resolutely and repeatedly stand up in defense of the residents of Camp Ashraf. It's long at hand. It's long overdue. It is the responsibility of everyone to ensure that these people who have given so much and have endured with such harsh treatments be given the opportunity, finally, for liberty and for justice. Thank you.
Prime Minister al-Maliki and his government must honor their obligations in this regard, and turning the new camp, as has been described here today, in effect into a prison with overcrowded and insufficient facilities and living quarters is simply not acceptable. And at the risk of sounding repetitive with respect to the other speakers, I will say what many people have already said once again. The US must remove MEK from its list of terrorist organizations. It's an insult.
Il commissariato deve ripudiare fermamente il trasferimento dei residenti di Ashraf in quelle condizioni a Campo Liberty. Il commissario dell'ONU deve poter finalmente iniziare e immediatamente il processo di definizione dello statuto di rifugiati dei residenti di Ashraf, previsto dalle leggi e dalle norme internazionali, cosa che non è ancora avvenuta per ridicoli e motivazioni assai discutibili del governo di Baghdad. Noi, fino al raggiungimento delle nostre richieste, non ci fermeremo. Al contrario, sosteniamo l'appello del Presidente Rajavi di far intervenire il Consiglio di sicurezza dell'ONU. La maggioranza dei deputati e dei senatori italiani è con voi. Grazie.